Okay, so this is the right front brake caliper. Pretty sure it's the right front brake caliper off my truck. It was seizing, and as you can see, both of these seals were no longer seating in there, and junk was building up on the backside of the piston, causing it to seize. I don't know if there's going to be any more brake fluid in here. Yep, of course. All right, more paper towels. Okay, so I figured I would take advantage of this just to kind of show you what's going on with calipers. So like I said, these seals, you can see they've got a little lip right here. And that lip is supposed to seat underneath. There's a little ledge right under here. You can just take my word for it. And then the top part of this seal, you can see it has a little kind of springy edge to it. Sits in this groove here and is supposed to prevent that from happening. And obviously, those pistons are pretty well seized in there. So now the question is, can I get this apart without spraying brake fluid all over creation? Probably not, but we'll try. Alright, so here is one of the pistons. I just pushed it out with compressed air there. So you can see the piston itself sits in this bore. All that happens is brake fluid comes in the back and fills this cavity and then pushes up on this bore. These are, I believe, chrome-plated steel. And the idea is, yeah, you can see, wipe this down, it's not in terrible condition. The idea is that chrome obviously is going to prevent any corrosion, and it sits on this seal in here, which is just a hard rubber. Let me see if I can fish it out just to show you. This little guy, which is just a hard rubber seal that sits on the backside of here, right? So that's all that's, when you step on that brake pedal and the thousands of PSI that are being applied in that system to stop your vehicle, that's it. That's all that's stopping it from coming out. It doesn't take a whole lot of rubber seal to stop quite a bit of pressure. O-rings are extremely effective sealing devices. So that sits in there. Yeah, not much to say about that. Again, the failure here was these seals failed to stay in here like that. Come on. Huh, they barely want to go in now. They kind of rely on the piston being installed to hold this lip up against the outside there. I mean, it'd be kind of nice to have like a spring or something in there to make it stay a little better, but that's what it was. And then, so your brake pads sit in here, right? And when these push in, squeezes the brake pads together against the rotor. And then this bracket, the other thing to watch out for, the pads actually rest on these little slide plates right here, which allows them to float back and forth. Sorry, I guess you can't see that because it's upside down. And these are just either chrome steel, or I think they might be stainless clips. And then the other thing to watch out for is these pins here. These like to seize up. So anytime you got a wheel off or anything like that, this is going to be sitting on here. What I will frequently do is I'll take a hammer. You can do it without taking anything apart. And I'll just give it a little tap to look for any motion on these little pins and make sure they're not seized. And obviously if you got one that's long and one that's short and the thing is sideways in there, that's no good. But these little pins, some of them have a little rubber on there, and that's to keep them from rattling in the bore. Some of them don't, like this one does not. But these need to be well greased and well taken care of, something to keep an eye out for. But that allows the caliper to float over the rotor so that your pads can wear evenly. But yeah, just wanted to point that out to you. Kind of an interesting failure. I would say 6 times out of 10 when you're having calipers seize. Well, I would say probably over half the time, these pins are the culprit. If you get a caliper that's seizing on you, the rest of the time it's going to be something to do with these pistons. These dual caliper pistons, for whatever reason, I've had a lot of problems with them. One of the pistons likes to hang up in the bore occasionally, and I think that's just, I don't know why, but for some reason that's what happens. So you get one of the pistons that hangs up and the other one moves free, and you end up with a pad that's sideways in there and dragging on you and all that. The other thing that happens very frequently is these seals fail. They tear or get hot or whatever and degrade and tear, and then you end up with exactly this situation. You get crud around the outside, and then the piston can't go back into the bore anymore to release. So, and it's amazing how like that gunk that's on there is really caked on. So you can see it doesn't take much to hang these things up because there's not actually any pressure pushing them in. There's only pressure pushing them out. But anyway, hopefully that's helpful to someone. I wanted to take a look at that. I got to return it for the core charge, but just wanted to show it to somebody. Hopefully it's useful. So thanks for watching.